have a dry place to sit, I figured I would try to make it back to this camp. I haven't been here. I've been here a couple times to look at it throughout the winter, but it's been too much snow. As you see, there's still a lot of snow in here, but still I'm able to do what I want to do. Today what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bake up a muffin, a chocolate chip muffin. And what I'm gonna do is use my Batchstovez kit. And the kit that the part that is most important out here today is the T.A.R.F. T.A.R.F, which means Trail Adjustable Remote Feed. I'm going to set that up today using the T.A.R.F and see how it works baking this muffin. That's the remote feeder right there. But this remote feeder has a hole in the bottom. What that hole is for is this aluminum rod. I've got 4 ounces of fuel here. But this rod fits right in the bottom of this. Now I'm able to stick it in and adjust it to whatever height I want. Stick it by sticking it in the ground. So I'm going to go try to find a rock and set it out in front of me, and then set this thing down in the snow and try to get it adjusted to where the stove works properly. There's going to be a little trick to it, and I'll show you that. Got my rock, and it's nice and flat across here, so that will give me a flat surface. I'm just going to sink that down in like that, somewhat stabilize it. The snow looks somewhat level to me. Then I'll set up the stove and such. So there's the T.A.R.F there. As you can see, I can't put both on the same level. But if I put that right there, that looks awful close to the same level as this. This is ideally for dirt ground, but we're going to try it in the snow. Take the simmer ring off. It's just above freezing out here today. A little warmer. Now the key to this is going to be putting this bottle on and allowing that to fill up. You got to remember how these work. If you take this and lift it up, it puts fuel fast into the stove and you can overflood it. So what you want to do is, we'll put this on here. We're going to screw that on and then put it down and adjust it before this fills up. That way there, that will, if you pick it up, it's going to take a while to fill this up anyhow, and you can adjust it to where you need to be. Oops. And kind of realize where you are and don't do that. That's what happens when you work in the snow. So I'm going to take this, take the cap off, screw it on. Going to look for those lines right here. Just going to turn it over nice and slow. And there you have it. And now, all I have to do is stick that into the snow like that. you can see the bubbles coming out of it right there where it's filling that up. I think that it might be just a little too high, so I'm going to drop some snow in there and put it just a little higher. Reason why is because there's ice underneath that. And I can only push that down that far. Now you can see the bubbles have stopped, and it's a little lower than there. So, oh, it's just barely coming up. So I'm going to pick it up a little bit. We'll watch for a bubble. Yeah, you can see the bubbles are coming. Yeah, that's a pretty good steady rate right there. There's a bubble. There's another bubble. So that's a pretty good steady rate. What we want to do is we want to get that filled up before we light it. Well, that's filling up. Actually, I'm going to turn that upside down for now until I get everything else ready. By turning that upside down, we've just cut the flow off, and that will not continue filling up. So we just cut the flow off until I get everything else ready for baking. Got the windscreen here. It's not real windy right here, so I'm not going to use it. I don't want to set my windscreen into the snow. I've got this little tin, like I said. I've got this cookie cutter. Stainless steel cookie cutter. I'll set that down in there first, and that will hold my plate off of the bottom. Okay, what I'm going to do is, this here is for 6 muffins. So I don't need very much of this. And it only takes half of a cup of water for 6 muffins. So I'm just going to guess. Now, I've done a lot of baking. I've tried this once at the house for bacon. I've never really tried it out here. That looks like enough right there. And I've done a lot of alcohol baking. I've never really used like the simmer ring or anything like that there. I've just used my normal stoves and I keep an eye on it, and it seems to work great for me. I'm going to try it just with this here. The simmer ring is great for cooking, for simmering foods that need to be simmered, like beans and stuff like that there. I'm just going to try it this way here today, and I think I'll be fine. I'm just going to need just a splash of water, I would say. I'm just going to put a little bit. Ooh, that's probably too much right there. If so, I'll just add more chocolate chip mix to it. Now what I'm going to do is just, it's a good thing about these baggies, you can mix it up pretty easy. Yeah, that's pretty, yeah, we'll let it mix up good. I'm just going to mix that up nice. I'm going to cut the bottom off of this. I'm going to actually seal this. These come in handy. I've eaten out of these freezer bags, medium-sized freezer bags, and you know, many meals out of them and such as well. Squeeze that all down to that corner. Now I did not grease my tin. So that tin, you know yourself, it's going to, you know, stick to the tin some. I'm not worried about it. I'm camping, basically. I'm not camping today, but you know what I mean. I'm in the bush. I'm not worried about it sticking to my tin. Okay. They say fill the tin up to half. And as you see, it's pretty well half. I'm just going to kind of smoothen it out some. Good thing about this, I have nothing on my hands. Now let's see if I can get this thing filled up. Oh yeah, look at the bubbles go now. I can look down in there and see how full it gets. It's all saturated there now, and we're going to light her up. Strike anywhere a match is in here, and I have just a piece of sandpaper. She's lit. Yep. That's an airplane going by. Okay. It's lit. Just set it on there. Got my phone. It's 12:47. It's going there now. Got to remember, it's going to take longer than normal because I don't have the windscreen around it. It's a little bit of a breeze, but it's not bad. I'm out here to enjoy the outdoors. I don't care if it takes 5 minutes longer. That's why I have a remote feed. It's going to burn a little bit more fuel because I don't have the windscreen on it. But a windscreen's not soaking up the, the water from the snow either. So I chose to do it this way. This T.A.R.F system makes it really compatible to a lot of situations. Where you can adjust this to feed it. You can have it so it's just pumping out, just to the point where it's overflowing but not overflowing. You can adjust it to that, or you can adjust it so it just gives, just a nice steady feed. And you can tell by looking at your carbon felt, if it's not getting enough, you'll see that it will start turning red. You know that it's not filled full of the fuel. But I can't not see the flame at all right now. In the daylight, it's very hard. I can tell it's going by putting my hand out here, and I can feel heat. So I'm just going to let this go. We'll kind of see what the how long it takes, and we'll be checking in time to time. Okay, I'm going to need a toothpick to test how if this is done or not. Stick a toothpick in, and if it comes out clean, you know it's actually done. So, toothpick time. Joking. Actually, I just broke this off. And this is what I'll use to test it out. See how it's going. Whoa. Okay. I'll put my knife away. We will check the time. It's 1:01. And we'll check this. Nothing, it's come out clean. It's done. I'm going to take that off. She's a little warm. And I'm going to take this and just turn it over. And let that burn out the fuel out of the line and out of the stove. Woo, it's a little warm. And let that cool off and I'll show you the finished product. It's cooled off. So, check it out. This is still warm. Woo, warm on the bottom. Okay, bring it up. There it is. Now let's give it the test. Look at that. Perfect. Ah, smells some good. The good thing about the stove burning out right there, I could have heated some water, and while this was cooling down, I could have been boiling some water for a coffee or a tea if I wanted. Nice and moist. Cooked to perfection. Like I was saying, I got this stove and this system because it's just convenient and handy. At times, I just take stuff like this out with me when I go hiking. Or if I'm even camping, I'll take stuff like this here, as well as cook over a fire. This is handy, it's quick, and it's just plain fun. This T.A.R.F system was an ingenious idea. As you see, it's just big enough, this rock, for the stove. I wouldn't have a place to put my remote. So that actually worked really well. You can see it took just over an ounce out here in this cold weather. But you have to also think, it's ran for 5 minutes or so and it's still going, just burning off the fuel. So it didn't even take an ounce really. But I'd rather just burn off the fuel and then you don't have no fuel residue, because I'm going to pack this back up and put it in my pot. So that's the T.A.R.F right there. That's the T.A.R.F system. I'll take this off now. Silicone hose. Oops. There we go. And there's the T.A.R.F system right there. You think that this here would be any use to you? Check out Batchstovez. And he sells them and makes them. I figured it would be good for many uses for me. That's why I ended up getting one. Have a good one, and I'm gonna eat up. This is good. Take care. Bye for now.